When you are client hunting on LinkedIn, stop cold DMing people. I'm going to show you exactly why that is killing your pipeline, and more importantly, I'm going to walk you through my screen to show you exactly what to do instead. So sometimes I get DMs that say, hey, quick question, are you the decision maker for marketing? So that one sounds generic and it's lazy because it asks me to do the work. So let's look at the math together. If you go to the search bar and type in founder plus agency marketing, and then you hit search, you have all these results. If you send 100 connection requests, you might get 20 connections. If you DM those 20, you might get 2 replies. That is a 2% return on your time. Why? Because a cold DM is a demand. You are asking a stranger to stop their day, read your pitch, and care about you. If you aren't sending DMs, how are we hunting? I'm going to show you the 3 pillars of the invisible hunt live on my screen. We are going to stop chasing and start attracting, starting with your content. So pillar number 1 is the Value-Vortex. Most people post general advice. It gets lost in the noise. So for example, when I'm scrolling on my feed, if I see a post that is just general advice and I don't like it, I just scroll past it quickly. But if I see a post and it's one that I enjoy reading or it's on my topics, I stop to read that post. So let's write one post, and we are going to use the formula problem, agitation, solution. So one thing you are going to type, let's say you target B2B service providers. So you can type something like most B2B. You can come here and type something like most B2B service providers are leaving 30% of their retainer on the table due to scope creep. So that is the problem. The agitation is when you don't catch it, that retainer becomes a loss. That retainer becomes a loss leader. So you end up working for minimum wage. Now we are going to provide a solution. So here's exactly how we use a change order process to stop that before it starts. So do you see the difference? This is not a sales pitch, it's a teaching document. So we can click and post. When I hit publish, this post becomes a searchable asset. So every time someone comes on LinkedIn and types some of these words, B2B service providers, or types in scope creep, they find that post. When your ideal client searches for that exact pain point, guess whose post shows up first? Mine. Not the guy who sent the cold DM. The content does the hunting for you while you sleep. So pillar number 2 is the comment section. So this is where the actual invisible hunting happens. You scroll through the post, you find an influencer like this one, and then you click on that. You read the post and then come up with a comment that matches. This is what 90% of the people do. When they find a post like this one, all they do is say great post. It adds 0 value, and then most people ignore that one. So what I'm going to do here, I'm not going to type in great post. I'm going to read this post and see if there is something I can relate with, I can agree with, or I can disagree with, and comment. For this one, I'm going to comment something like understanding what your people want is not soft, it's strategic. Understanding what your people want is not soft, it's not soft, it's strategic. So I do like that and then hit post. So now that is the psychology here. You're not telling people great post. So if someone comments great post and then I comment like that, someone is going to stop and read my comment compared to the person that said great post. So for some, you comment and they visit you in your DM and to say thank you. So when they visit, it's your work to convert those people into leads or clients. So most of the time after commenting, I'm likely to see a spike in profile views from their network. I go where the client hangs out, their own comment section, and I serve them. I don't stalk them. I answer their questions in their own backyard. So pillar number 3 is the reverse sales call. So for this one, after you've attracted them with content, you warmed them up in the comments and now they are on your calendar. Many people jump on Zoom and immediately start talking about pricing and packages. That is the fastest way to get ghosted. So here's a script that you can use every time you get them on your calendar. You can say, if the person's name is John, you can say something like, thanks for hopping on. I want to be upfront. I don't know if we are a fit yet. I don't want to waste your time. I want to look under the hood of your current process and see if there are any leaks. If I see something I can fix, I'll tell you. If I don't, I'll tell you that too. So what happens here? The tension disappears, the prospect relaxes because they aren't being sold. Now, as you audit them, you are guiding them to their own pain. You don't need to highlight the pain. You just need to ask the right questions. You can ask things like, how much time did you spend on this last month? How much did that cost you in overtime? If we could save you 20 hours a month on that, what would that mean for your revenue? The client realizes the cost of inaction themselves. And then the final part of the script. You can say, John, based on what you've told me, I think I have a way to solve that. I'll send over a proposal outline tomorrow. But before I do, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it to you to fix this right now? So you see what you've done? You don't sell, you prescribe, and you close by asking for a commitment to the next step. I know you're busy right now, so you don't have 3 hours for LinkedIn. So let's walk through a 60-minute daily routine on the screen. Number 1, I don't scroll my feed. I immediately go to the composer and write one hero post using that problem agitation solution framework we just created, publish it and done. And then in the next 15 minutes, I go to the engagement. I pull up a list of my top 10 dream prospects. Ignore the feed algorithm. I just look at their feeds. If they posted, I ask them a deep, intelligent question in their comments. If they didn't post, I go to an industry influencer. They follow and drop a value bomb there. The next thing, I look at my notifications. Did someone new view my profile? Did someone reply to my comment? Did someone message me? If someone viewed my comments, my profile, I send them a connection request with a note that says, I saw you checked out my profile. I'm assuming you are dealing with, I mentioned the problem. Is that a priority for you right now? That is not a cold DM. That is a warm response to their behavior. They raised their hand. I'm just asking if they are ready to talk. And to be very honest, you are going to get no's. But if they say no, or if they say not right now, you reply with, I totally understand. I'm just curious. Is it the timing, the budget, or the priority? That question is gold. It tells you why they are not buying. If they say budget, you know they are cost conscious. If they say priority, you know they don't see the urgency. This helps you adjust your content strategy for the future. And always add them to the newsletter list or a nurture sequence. Just because they are not a client today doesn't mean they won't be a client in 3 months. The cold DM dies immediately. The warm prospect lives forever. So here's your challenge for the next 30 days. Delete that standard outreach script you copied from that guru. Instead, commit to the invisible hand. Post 3 times a week. Comment on your top 10 posts daily and audit, don't pitch on your next sales calls. Your inbox might be quieter in a short term, but your pipeline will be richer in the long term. So if you want me to send you the exact warm connection templates I used in that routine and the advisory call script I showed you earlier, drop a comment below saying Hunter, I'll send it to you directly. So stop DMing people, start solving problems.
You gotta step out of the darkness if you wanna see the light. You gotta learn you can't get it wrong.